everyone. Hoping, wishing, and intending is our subject for tonight. Welcome everyone to the Inspiration with Pragito series. I am Pragito and I welcome you here this evening. I am from discovermeditation.com. That is my website and where you can find out all about me. So let's talk about hoping, wishing, and intending. What is the difference between them? Because a lot of people, or maybe you, say things like, oh, I hope I get my dreams come true. I hope I get a raise. I hope I get a new car. I hope I get a new boyfriend, and so on. Or we might say, I wish I could have a boyfriend that is faithful to me. I wish I could earn more money. I wish I could find a nicer place to live. So, first of all, just notice if you say sentences like that. Because here's the thing with hoping and wishing. They kind of have the same element of disbelief in them, of doubt, of insecurity that you can have what you want. There's a lack of certainty when we say, I hope. That somehow, something is going to come about without us doing anything about it. And sometimes people use the word lucky. Maybe you do. Oh, I was lucky, or he was lucky. Especially in sports, people often say that. Oh, he was lucky to win that tennis match, or he was lucky to win that golf tournament. Things like that. So luck is an illusion. Because the truth is, we are all incredible manifestors. So we don't have to be hoping and wishing and relying on luck. Not at all. We can manifest whatever it is that we want. Yes, we can. You just have to know how to do it. And so intending is about setting intentions that we can have something, but it's a completely different energy when you set an intention. There's no doubt or lack of certainty or hesitation about it. It's just, I am setting the intention that next year I'm going to make a lot more money than this year. There's a certainty about it. Now, with setting intentions, first of all, a good first step, I'm going to give you 3 tips here. A good first step is to be grateful and say out loud for all the things that you have recently intended or set your intention on that you wanted. So always start with gratitude. I'm so grateful for my new car. So grateful for my new house. I'm so grateful for this new job I just got, or a new client. And just take a moment, and you can do this right now, to just be grateful for some of the things that you have in your life right now. Because here's the thing, whether you intended to or not, you created those things being in your life, because we create our lives. Yes, we do. For better or worse sometimes. So when good things happen, you want to take credit for that because somehow or another you created that. And it's the same with bad things. You created that too. And that's much harder because we don't want to feel like that we created something negative to happen to us. But if it does, there's always a silver lining because the universe is forever kind and helping us to become more aware, to become more loving, to become happier, to enjoy our lives more and more and more. That is the intention of the universe, of the divine. So just take that in for a moment. That we are destined for success. We just have to decide what we want and set an intention that we want, whatever it is. First step, yes, be grateful. Second step, be clear on what you want. Because if you send out a confused and muddled request or intention, the universe it's difficult for it to understand exactly what you want. And it's also the same with a person, another human being. So the more clearly you ask for what you want, the more likely you are to get it. That's a very powerful law of the universe. So be clear on what your intention is. And then say, and it's always good to say these things out loud, say, my intention is to create, let's say, for example, to create a lot more money coming into me next year than this year. Creating a lot more money. Or I intend to make kind, considerate, respectful friends next year or this year. Whatever part of the year you happen to be looking at this. So it's very helpful to first sit down with yourself and really think through exactly what you want and say it in the most simple terms. Because the more clearly you ask for what you want, the more likely you are to get it. So be clear. And my suggestion would be just to start with one thing. Don't ask for 10 things, because again, you can create a confusion, something muddled, when you're putting out that you want too many things. So set your intention for one thing. And then comes the third part. Now, this is the part where a lot of people have a lot of difficulty. Because in the third part, you have to let it go. You have to hand it over to God, to the divine, to the universe, to your angels, to whoever you pray to. Just hand it over. And that can be difficult for the controlling mind, because the mind wants to know, well, how are you going to get it? How is that possibly going to happen? And this is where the doubt can start creeping in. So you have to be very vigilant of what the mind is saying. And you've got to stick with your belief of your intention. And allow, that's an important word, allow the universe to bring you what you set your intention for. but you don't know when you're going to get it, and you don't know how. And you won't know until it arrives. So that takes faith. That takes belief that it will come. You just don't know when, and you don't know how. I set an intention once because I really wanted to buy a house. And it actually took quite a long time. It took a few years. So we don't always get it immediately, although sometimes we do. Or sometimes it's just a short time. Depends what it is. I mean, I wanted to buy a house. That's kind of a big item. Yeah. But in the end, I got my house. So allowing, which is very much akin to receiving. This is the posture of receiving, having your palms open, palms up. That is the receiving posture of the body. And you have to hand over your request to the universe. And then you have to allow whatever's going to happen, happen. Because it could be that what you have set your attention for is not meant for you. And so you won't ever get it. But if it is meant for you, you will get it. You just don't know how and when. So sometimes some patience is required. And have faith. Hold the faith. So when we've set an intention for something, it can come from expected or from unexpected sources. So we only have our mind to try and figure things out. And the mind is limited because the mind, all it has is past experiences, things that have happened to us in the past. So in this kind of a situation, the mind can't really help you except to keep surmising that maybe something is going to come to you in a way it did in the past in some way. Like if you receive an inheritance, then the mind can say, oh, well, maybe you'll receive another inheritance. Not very likely that you'll receive it in the same way as you received something previously, but it can happen, of course. So the mind might give you a bit of a hard time with this. So you have to be vigilant of the mind. Become a witness to the mind. This is where your meditation practice comes in. Be a witness to the mind and let all the thoughts pass by. Because the mind is never going to figure it out. Because it only has past experiences to go on. And so because it doesn't know the future, it sometimes can create negative outlooks for you, and you have to be aware of that. And the reason it does that is because it doesn't know. And the mind doesn't like not knowing. But with intentions, we don't know. That's the thing. And one more thing I want to say to you about intentions is this, that your intention is for the highest good of everybody concerned. Because if it isn't, you won't get it. Unless it's a lesson of some kind. Then you might get it so that you learn a particular lesson you need to learn. But remember that the universe is divinely benevolent and wants you to have everything that you want. Wants you to be happy and feel loved so that you can give love and receive love and be creative and enjoy your time here on the earth. This is what the universe wants for you. That's why your chances of getting what you are setting your intention for are high, but there's no guarantee. So if it ends up you don't get what you want, remember that it's because it wasn't meant for you. Because if it's meant for you, you will get it. As long as you show gratitude for what you already have, as long as you are clear on what your intention is, and that it's for the highest good of everybody concerned. And as long as you hand it over to the divine, to the universe, and allow yourself to receive it. Because if it's something big, if it's something, a lot of money, or a car or a house or something like that, as mine was, the house, you have to be ready to receive it because that's a big item. So if you want to practice this, you could just practice with small things. Like, I want some new kitchen utensils. Things that you don't think you quite have the money for, but just small things. Or I want, my backyard needs tidying up. You never know, you might meet a friendly neighbor who offers to do it for you. You just don't know where it's going to be manifested or how. So we have to stay open. And really, the whole trick is to not go into doubt or fear that you're not going to get it. Not to listen to the mind. Because the mind doesn't know. That's the truth. It might think it knows. It might start saying things to you about, oh, maybe it will come from this person or that person, or in this way or that way. But ultimately, the mind doesn't know. Nobody knows, actually. So stay open. Allow. And keep yourself in an attitude of receiving. And that can speed up whatever it is that you have been intending to get what you want. So going forward, saying I hope or I wish are not really productive for you. Instead, if you catch yourself using those two words, instead say, my intention is to create a lot more money next month. Or my intention is to write a book within 2 months. Or my intention is to have my family come visit me within the next 3 months. Simple and clear. And it's more powerful if you say it out loud, what your intention is. And beware the words hoping and wishing, because they imply doubt and hesitancy, and avoid the word luck, because luck is an illusion. We co-create with the universe everything in our lives. We are responsible for everything that is in our lives right now, good and bad. Because we like the good things, maybe not the bad things so much. But once you take responsibility for that, once you realize that you can create your life the way you want it, amazing things can happen. So this is Brigitte again from discovermeditation.com. And thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to talking to you again next Sunday at 5:30 Pacific here on Facebook Live. I love you all.